Yo boys, it is DJ Power here. Today we got a little bit of a clone comparison between these two. Alright. This is being filmed right after I got unbanned from YouTube from my community guideline strike, so that's cool. Let's start with this. Sentinel videos on my Discord, go check that out. It is actually there if you want to watch it. I can't post it on YouTube, so it's on Discord if you want to see it. Comparison, let's go. Start with the real one, because that shit's easier. So, here we got G10 Orca V2 by, goddammit. This is the G10 Orca, fuck, it had dirt and shit on it. This is the V2 G10 Orca by Mr. Julian, Mr. JK Designs. It is number 262. And on the other side just says tie, doesn't say JK for whatever reason. But the handle, focus you piece of shit. Here it goes. It says JK right there. And then if it'll focus, come on. There you go, Orca. So, yeah, let's talk about it. What we got here? Well, 6AL4V titanium for the blade, and the handles are just channel milled G10 with 2 sex bolt pivots per handle for weight, and it is pinsless. So, bit of an interesting construction here. Probably the only interesting thing that Julian makes. What we got on balance? Well, balance, even with all of these in, is a tad blade bias. Not like a ton, but just a little bit. And honestly, for this weight range, where it's like, you know, a little below a Nautilus, but above a Squiddy kind of thing, I think blade bias is pretty good. I like blade bias on this. I just wish it a little more handle weight, just because rollovers are not too sticky. Sometimes they're a little questionable. But I do like blade bias, but again, it just doesn't have enough handle weight. Quality's pretty alright. I've seen some of the V2s crack already down the middle. So, yeah. So that's something to look out for. Tolerance-wise, play tolerances now, but before they play on, there's just preface, it could be tuned a little better to where it's only tap on one side of the bite handle. Right now it's tapping mainly on one side of the bite handle, but a little teensy bit on the other side of the bite handle, so, you know, could be better, but gives you a pretty good idea of how tolerances are sitting. So yeah, that's how that is. Fucking goddamn. I keep hitting the fucking tripod. I'm not used to filming with a tripod. It's weird. Which, by the way, tell me what you guys think of this. Because then I can use my front-facing camera. Or, sorry, my back camera. Because then I get 60 FPS and it looks way smoother and pretty. So let me know what you guys think of this. But, anyways, this is good. It's good. I don't know. I don't have anything crazy to say about it. Like, the grip is alright because it's just full G10. It's alright. Like, it's kind of comfy, but it's not, like, the most comfy. It's kind of one of those ballies that you have on your desk, and it's, like, fun to just kind of flip when you're dead in a game.
Green, what's your problem, Green? What is your problem? Missile alone ramp.
alright, but I wouldn't use this as a competitive flipper, and it's not too unique to the point where I want to pick it up and do weird shit with it. It's like a weird middle ground where it's not very competitive, but it's not super unique. The uniqueness from this thing is the construction itself more than anything, but that's really where the uniqueness ends. I mean, it is still a JK knife, so yeah. I don't really have a whole lot to say on the G10 Orca, besides the fact that if you buy these for retail, you are usually single-digit IQ. So, yeah. Go over to the clone, the fake. Start with specs. Really, the only difference is the titanium grade, which is TC4 instead of 6AL4V. It's still G10. So, yeah. That's really the only difference in terms of materials. So, and funny enough, we'll just get to the comparison right away, because fuck it. Why does the real Orca kind of look like it uses clone hardware? It's kind of funny. Like, the hardware itself even looks kind of similar, because Julian for some reason wanted to use clone type hardware, which I think is really funny. But yeah. So we'll start off with a few things. First of all, this is more worn in, so the jade is a little darker. But out of box, this would look way more similar to this kind of jade. So the handles themselves are pretty similar in color. You know, and the actual design and the cuts on them are very, very similar. The real jade is a little more opaque. It's a little more see-through than the clone. The clone is a very... what's the word? I guess not opaque jade. Alright, real quick, let's just play tolerances on this guy. Same deal as the real Orca, it could be tuned better. However, big difference, this can be tuned to no tap just by tightening the pivots. This shit's just loose a little bit right now because I forgot to bring my Torx driver out of the car with me, and I'm really fucking lazy and I don't feel like walking all the way back to the car, so you're just gonna deal with it having a little bit looser tolerances, which in general I prefer. The only reason I tighten it is just because I'm making a video and you guys want to see better tolerances, which is just like understandable, but like at the same time I just kind of prefer it with a little bit looser tolerances because it's a lighter weight knife and it gives you a little more leeway in terms of like fanning and rollovers, because if a knife has too tight of tolerances, it's a little hard to like fix a fuck up. But yeah, isn't that interesting? Wow, look at the tolerances. Again, it could be tuned better, no play, minimal, or fuck, no tap, minimal play, but again, I just don't want to walk back to my car because I'm lazy. But it gives you a good idea for the sound. It sounds really good, but just very different from the real one. So, start doing comparison. First of all, biggest thing I noticed out of box, the thicknesses. The real Orca, which is on the left, is more rectangular, which is very weird. The real one is very, very square handles, but they're still rounded very nicely, so like fanning is still good. And because of the, you know, the thickness and it being more square than the real thing, you get a little more handle material, making this a little bit more neutral and has better handle weight. It's a little bit heavier than the real deal because heavier titanium, more handle material. So honestly, in terms of flippability, I prefer the clone. We'll just get that out of the way right now. I do like the real one, surprisingly. I do like it, not for the price, but I do like it. But this is just like, in terms of flippability, it's better. But I do want to touch on something real quick. The construction of these is hella weird. There is a bushing and then a big steel washer that sits inside the blade, and then a bronze phosphorus washer like a normal Bally. So just keep that in mind when you're fucking with these, and from what I heard from Kanto, these are a bitch to tune. So, good luck on getting one with good tolerances like I got mine. Because apparently, if you want to tune it, that shit sucks. But they sound really good if they're tuned. Which, yeah, Kanto did a great job on that. But, yeah. I'm a big fan of these. I think they flip really good. And I think for 60 bucks, you can't really go wrong. The only thing that is a little bit weird, which is something that the real one also faces, is I've seen these handles crack already. Now, I've also seen that from the real Orca, so I'm not surprised that the clone is having that same problem. You do have to remember it is pinsless contact, on top of the fact that the handles are just full fucking G10, and this camera will not focus again. But yeah, you just gotta keep in mind that, you know, it is G10. Like, it does make sense as to why it's cracking. You know, you're exerting a lot of force onto these handles when you're flipping, even just normally. You know, even when you're not just sitting there doing sound test after sound test and, oh, look, oh my god, right? You're still exerting a lot of force and stress on those handles. So it makes sense as to why they're cracking. I'm not surprised. It's not something about the clone. It's not something specifically wrong with the clone. It's just something wrong with this type of construction. So keep that in mind when buying it. But if you're willing to take the risk, I think this is a really good buy. It's something very different compared to other clones. It gives you a different experience, which I do like about the real one as well. And what you're thinking to yourself is, didn't you just say it's not very unique? Yeah, but I meant in terms of flippability. The actual balance and overall feel isn't very unique. It kind of feels like in your hand, like a very lightweight replicant build, due to the fact that you could just have like G10 spacers, G10 scales. So it doesn't feel super unique, but the build construction itself is unique. And that's why I think I value this in terms of like newer flippers. It gives them something different to experience, which I think is good. But this doesn't really get a pass due to the fact that it's $550, almost $600, depending on which color you get. So, yeah. Also, blade color, the Anno, is very, very nice. It's a very nice Anno. Let me move it over here in the sunlight a little more. That Anno is like really good. Typically, these clone Annos are a little splotchy, but like this Anno is very nice. So I'm a big fan of that. The clone comes in in a lot of different colors. You can get the handles in jade, black, or white. And the blade comes in green, blue, black, silver, purple. So you have a lot of color options for these guys. So yeah, that's good. Really, really big positive. Sorry, there was a huge family like just walking past me and I felt really fucking awkward as they're all staring at me like I'm a fucking like zoo animal. Anyways, these are both good. I don't think you should be paying anywhere near retail for these. But right now on secondary, they're going for about $350 to $400, which is still outrageous. But I mean, to be fair, it's because of what Julian prices these at. So I don't blame the people on that one. This is not the community's fault. This is Julian's fault for pricing these so goddamn high. But honestly, if you have the extra money, these are not bad. They're just very premium squiddies. And I think if you have the money to just kind of throw at something, this is nice to have. I forgot to mention like the biggest pro to the G10 Orca. Aerials are fucking amazing. Like they just kind of, they're so even and like predictable. Like I know exactly where it's going. I know what the timing is for it. Like double scissors, triple scissors, no problem, dude. Wrist bumps, ready? I'm gonna hit one right here. Boom, wrist bump. Like I know that probably wasn't in frame, but aerials with this thing are so smooth. Actually, I can increase the size because I'm using a tripod. Oh my god, I'm fucking cool. Look at, okay, so like aerials are just so good. Fuck, as I drop it. Sorry, tripod's really weird to flip next to, goddammit. But yeah, like you can see what I mean. Like aerials are hella good. And you can see how like predictable they are. Like I know exactly where it's going. I know the exact timing is. It's not flailing weird. Like it's a very even, I guess what I would call an even aerial. The clone also is pretty good at that. Like you can still see exactly where it's going. Aerials are always really good on light valleys, but I find them extra good on the G10 Orca. But the clone is also really good at them, but I find it to be really weird doing like parabolics. So if you like doing parabolics, just keep in mind that the G10 clone is a little weird for doing parabolics. Aerials are still good, bumps are still good, scissors are still good, but you know, it's literally just parabolics. I don't know what the fuck. Like I'll do the normal one I do, and it's like, god damn it. And if I do it on the real one, and of course it fucks up that time. See what I mean? Like it's so fucking easy. Fuck. Alright, I'm done flipping now. I can't fucking flip with this tripod here. I just keep hitting it. Point is though, they're both really good. Fucking oh my god. Bro, the tripod literally went down a whole ass notch. But, alright, my phone's about to overheat, so I need to finish this ASAP. They're both very good. They're both good at different things. I think overall flipping, the clone is better. But I think if you do a lot of like parabolics and aerials and stuff, I think the real one is worth investing in. If you also want a really high quality, like premium squiddy, but you don't want a squiddy because squiddies aren't that high quality and they're cheap, and you know, they're really not that great in terms of like the plastic valley market now because it's just way better. Which, speaking of just better squiddies, look at the Angler. Never mind, don't look at the Angler. No, but like the Angler is fantastic. You know, it quite literally is just a better squiddy. So, sadly, Mr. Kanto, bringing him up in here again. Kanto doesn't make these anymore, sadly, but it's just a better squiddy. Like, there's better squiddies to be made, and if you have that big dollar, you know, these really aren't that bad. Just make sure you're not buying retail. Buy secondary for like $3.50. So, but yeah, that's about it, boys. If you have any other questions about these guys, leave them in the comments, obviously. If it's not some like stupid retarded shit, then I'll answer it, no problem. If you ask me something that I answered in the video, I'm not even going to timestamp it. I'm just going to tell you no. So, yeah. That's about it, boys. Yeah, join my Discord, by the way. Join the Discord, you fuckers.
Moms be like...